So we're going to continue on talking about muscles. So generating tension from muscle fibers to move joints is what we want to do. So we're going to use that. The sliding filament model is what she uses as the phrase in her book. We're going to talk about the sliding filament theory. So it's the same thing. Model theory, really, really similar terminology. But the term that is used very commonly is sliding filament theory. And in science, the word theory means there's a lot of really good evidence for it. So the sliding filament theory is the actin and myosin kind of moving over each other. So I'm going to shorten a muscle, I'm going to lengthen a muscle. I'm going to shorten a muscle, I'm going to lengthen. And it's sliding filament. Those filaments are actin and myosin. So the actin and myosin are going to glide over each other, and that's that sliding filament theory. So a neuromuscular junction is kind of what it says it is. Well, it's exactly what it says it is a neuromuscular junction. So it's where the nerve meets the muscle. And sometimes in some terminology it would be called a motor point. So if you've ever heard that term motor point, it's the same type of thing. But the neuromuscular junction is where the nervous system joins with the muscular system. So when I say bend my elbow, my brain is sending signals down to my bicep muscle to contract and shorten and to bend that elbow. Then it's going to say relax. And then I'm going to send another signal down from my nervous system to my bicep to bend my elbow. And then relax. And then bend my elbow and then relax. And that is all happening at the neuromuscular junction. So a word that I want you to have a good idea of is motor. And motor equals muscle. So anytime we talk about motor and muscle, it's almost identical. So muscle, we're talking about muscle, but we talk about muscle movement, muscle contraction. But a lot of times people are going to use this term motor, and motor means either movement or muscle. And it's kind of synonymous because I have to have muscle to provide some sort of movement, and so I need that. So the motor end plate, and I don't want you to know these terms, but I'm going to say we're going to talk about this some later in physiology about the nervous system, because we're going to talk about this chemical. It's called acetylcholine. And acetylcholine is the most common neurotransmitter in your body, and it is used for muscle contractions. So a neurotransmitter